Hello everyone, hope you have an amazing day. Welcome to my new blog. And today we discuss about company culture is everyone's responsibility in organization. So here's how organizational culture might have been handled in the past. The CEO commissions the human resource department to produce an effective company culture. HR designs a campaign to tout a mission statement and core values that the CEO and senior management develop. So HR has implements some employee perks like free snacks in the break room or monthly birthday celebration through employees. So maybe they also field an annual employee engagement survey and report results back to the CEO, and then with their culture building to do list completed, the CEO and HR moves on to other priorities in organizations. So this approach no longer works for several reasons. So the need to adapt quickly and remain flexible during the pandemic has also revealed the ineffectiveness of a top-down leadership approach. Next, company culture has grown in importance thanks to recent high-profile culture crises such as those. So, the uh, continuing battle for talent, culture has become a strategic priority with impact on the bottom line. So it can't just be delegated and compartmentalized everyone. So or anymore. So a new culture building approach is already in place at some organizations, some in which everyone in the organization is responsible. Importantly, this model doesn't relegate culture building to an amorphous concept that everyone influences, but no one leads or is accountable for. Shared responsibility for culture thought out and organizational involves different people and functions within the organizational playing different roles in developing and maintaining the culture. So, in this context, culture can be defined as the ways people in the organizations behave and the attitude and beliefs that inform those behavior. That is the way we do things around here, including formal stated norms as well as implicit ways people work and interact. At many organizations, there is a gap between the existing culture and the desired culture. So the culture needs to support and advance the company's goal and strategies also. So in a new culture building model, everyone is responsible for cultivating and desired culture. So this approach assigns different role in defining and developing the culture. This happens through formal roles as well as informal spheres of influences and reflects how organizations actually operate these days. So it also established clear accountabilities for results. While the actual implementation of this approach may vary based on the type, size, age, and culture or structure of the organizations, the general distribution of responsibility is like this. So, number one, board of directors guide the definition and development of the desired culture, ensuring that it aligns with business goals and meets the needs of all stakeholders also. Number two, CEO and senior management team. So define the desired culture and cultivate it through leadership actions, including setting objectives, strategies, and key results, and that prioritize culture building and designing the organizations and its operational process to support and advance the company's purpose and core values also. Now, number three, human resource department. So, design employees' experiences that interpret and reinforce the desired culture, also implement strategies and programs that enable the rest of the organizations to fulfill their culture responsibilities, such as offering training programs that develop leader capacity for culture building and employee engagement also, and developing culture guidebooks processes such as performance management and systems such as rewards and recognitions programs that nurture the desired culture also. Now, compliance risks and ethics department. So, provide input to the CEO and senior management team on the definitions of the desired culture from the perspective of ethic and risk. Also, ensuring that executions on the desired culture across the organizations aligns with the company's risk management also strategies through tools such as ethics decision trees, processes such as waste boilers programs and systems such as compliance monitoring that align with the desired culture. Now, middle manager, number 5, deliver employee experiences that interpret and reinforce the desired culture, also implementing culture building strategies, cultivating employee engagement with the desired culture, and fulfilling the culture building responsibilities of employees in organizations. Now, number 6, employees. So, provide input to the CEO and senior management team on the definition of the desired culture and culture building programs and tactics by providing insights on how the desired culture aligns with or differs from the actual culture. So, customer perspectives and employees' needs and expectations, employees should provide feedback on existing culture building effort and ideas for new ones, also creating, adhering to, and enforcing routines and norms that interpret the desired culture in organizations and aligning their attitudes and behavior with the desired culture. Now, the role of boards and middle management in organizations. In this new distribution of culture building responsibilities, let's look at the two groups that may be less well understood, the board of directors and middle managers. So now, board of directors culture can be an asset as well as a risk to an organization. So, as Sir Adrian Mondage, former chairman on Aviva Pictures, culture is the glue that binds an organizations together. So it has a very significant impact on the firm's effective ethics and governance. How could a board not have a view on the fitness for purpose on the firm's culture, and yet, according to the Financial Reporting Council, boards of directors are often not actively engaged in culture building also. So what's more, the average CEO tenure has decreased relative to board members' tenure and is now appropriately 5 years, so versus over twice and length for board members, according to an article in HBR. And so board have a greater perspective to inform the purpose of the companies and to assess the organization's delivery on it. And strategy business reports that boards of directors are increasingly expected to enforce accountability on issues such as purpose, mission, and core values in organizations. So the board must play a more active role in culture building. It should guide the definition and development of the desired culture, ensuring that it aligns with business goals and meets the needs of all stakeholders. The board carries out this responsibility by designating culture as a regular agenda item during board meetings, engaging ongoing conversations with the CEO and the owners of the company or organizations, and the leads to the human resource and compliance, risks, ethics, and about the culture priorities, lanes, gaps, and challenges also. Now, commissioning culture audits and assessments and reviewing results and indicated actions, considering culture leadership's capabilities or in succession planning and senior officer recruitment. Now, vetting and approving public statements about the organizational culture at the non-profit water aid, the board has been highly instrumental in ensuring the organizational performance is aligned to its values. So board members regularly engaged in conversations with executive, among board members, and with staff in seminar on particular issues. So about the changing concept of the organizational work and what it means for achieving its vision and strategy in organizations. So the British Telecom provides another example of how a board exerts culture shaping responsibilities after a data breach. Crisis prompted to widespread culture changes as the company board members began asking questions about risks differently instead of narrowing focusing on their technical responsibilities and simply asking, so are we safe? Directors adopted broader oversight for the organizational culture and enhanced influence on risk management also by asking what risks are we talking and how can they be minimized, so directors are able to make more informed judgment about the level of the risks in the company embrace. Now middle manager, leaders in the middle layers of an organization's hierarchy such as department managers, store managers, program leaders, while in the most influence on employee daily experiences. So they play a critical role in company culture. But middle manager in many organizational are not usually empowered to influence culture to the degree that higher level leaders are, and they are often overlooked in culture building efforts. Now, middle managers can and should play a critical role in cultivating the desired culture by ensuring the tools, environment, and intangible aspects of employees' day-to-day work life represents the company's employee experience strategy also. So, applying the organization's wide culture building's objectives, strategies, and key results to the context of their group or functions, conducting coaching and training with employees to cultivate their engagement with the desired culture, communicating and role modeling to the desired culture. So I was struck by the critical influence of the middle manager on culture building in a case study on a major oil producer presented in a paper published in Organizational Science. While a corporate culture change initiative met with resistance from employees for whom the old culture and processes were ingrained. So one operating unit successfully adopted a new culture thanks to its savvy management team. These managers established accountabilities for certain actions, so sanctioned other behavior and devised and enforced new metrics in support of the new culture. They were able to get traction where the organizational senior leaders were not, because their methods for culture building were commensurate with their roles as middle manager. Now produce results through shared responsibilities. Now we discuss about this. With each group or functions embracing its culture building responsibilities, a healthy, well-aligned effectiveness culture improves business performance results. That's the old mutual wealth fund. So its efforts to recover from the financial crisis, the firm's board drove the redefinitions of the corporate purpose and mandated the senior management team pursue it. To cultivate a customer-centric culture, executives set a new strategy to bolster customer experience, created a new group customer director roles, and identified organizational-wide customer-first behavior that were incorporated into employee performance reviews, manager feedback systems, and an all-employee survey. So to further organized the value of the new culture, they rolled out a new group operating model and new governance models were created in organizations. The widespread changes spawned a new culture throughout the organization in which everyone took responsibility for their decisions, starting with the CEO, which made clear that nobody would be blamed for giving him bad news. Within 12 hours, 90% of the firm's UK and European insurance book were replaced by new products, aligning to the board visions, and the old mutuals shared prices more than doubted in 5 years. Now embrace and changes new requirements of culture. The shift to a culture building approach based on shared responsibility both reflects and requires changes in the nature of organizational culture and its impact on the business. So the new approach shows that organizational culture has become less a code established by leaders and more of a toolkit for all to draw from a input to. As the author of a recent Stanford Social Innovations Review paper observes, culture persists only because people act in new way that uphold its principles and codes. As employee engages with the culture as a resource from which to shape their skills and habits instead of a mandate decreed by top managers, cultures become expressed and refilled through practice. So a company culture needs to be adaptable firstly. So there are many external factors exerting pressures on any business as well as internal changes such as leadership, transitions and expansions also. The culture needs to change to keep up with these changes. Attempts to lock in a certain type of culture over the long term at best will fail. At worst, they will hinder the organization's competitiveness and sustainability. So the points to key requirement of a shared responsibility approach to culture building. Changes to the culture must be explicit, communicated and vetted by all. Everyone may not agree with the changes, but they must understand them and agree to support them. To achieve the desired culture, everyone must have a clear, consistent, common understanding of it, first of all. And everyone must work together in a deliberate and coordinated effort to cultivate it. So while each person or group is accountable in their own way, everyone shared accountability for achieving the desired culture also. So the new job of a CEO and senior management team is not to hand company culture down from on high, but to prioritize it and allocate the resources to ensure it. So that's for the video, my friends. If you like my channel, please subscribe, share and comment. Thanks a lot for watching.